What's up, squad? This is Brandon from the Bantu Sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, myself, like so many people in the world, is really wondering what's happening with Iran next. And right when President Trump said enough is enough, he started to see the images of the casualties, get intelligence reports, and said to the Iranian people, hold on, help is on the way. What happened? What happened? And if you're a listener here, you're not surprised at what happened next. People, nations, which were supposedly hostile to theocratic Iran, who called Iran a terrorist state, who said Iran was a threat to the world, these same nations petitioned President Trump not to interfere, not to stop the killing, not to help the revolutionaries. These people do not want to change in Iran. For those that watch this channel, you know it's two countries that I always said they were not on the up and up. What they appear to be, I do not believe that is what they are. And that is Cuba and Iran. And when you look at it, Iran, the only people that suffers from the current government of Iran is the Iranian people. They are the ones who have suffered. And there has been a lot of benefit. As someone once told me, when you see somebody down in life or have severe misfortune, and they continuously run into these issues, or this system that oppresses them continues to endure, don't ask yourself about the suffering of this person. You got to ask yourself at a certain point, cui bono, to whose benefit for this perfect person to suffer. A lot of people in this world benefit from the suffering of others, and a lot of nations in this world have benefited from a weak, defamed Iran. All bark, no bite Iran. If you don't believe me, ask the people of Armenia around Nagorno-Karabakh. Ask Bashar al-Assad. Ask the many, many allies. Ask the generals and engineers of Iran who they couldn't protect that were assassinated by drones from the West, primarily America. Iran has basically, this government, if it's blatantly obvious at this point, is foreign owned. The countries that petition President Trump, the supposed enemies of Iran, the list includes Saudi Arabia. Isn't Saudi Arabia supposed to be the number one enemy, right? You would think they would be so happy that Iran is finally going to fall, that this dark spot on the Middle East is going to be gone. No, Saudi Arabia told President Trump America can't use their airspace. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Turkey. What what I didn't hear on the list though? Oh, even Syria. So who's just barely out of a windstorm itself. But one country I didn't hear on the list, which was interesting, was UAE. Now, this isn't surprising. I think all these countries benefit from Iran being down, but UAE and Saudi Arabia kind of have this competition going on in that MENA, Middle East, North Africa area, where they're usually on the opposite sides and they're competing with each other in some type of Arab financial capital Cold War that's going on between those two. Whether you're talking about Yemen, Somalia, Libya, almost any issue in this region, Saudi Arabia and UAE are usually on the opposite side of things. And I'm surprised their relationship isn't more contentious directly than their relationship will let on. But one thing's for sure, in this region as well, the cost of life means little. And you can also, whether you're looking at the Gaza Strip, where was Iran during the Gaza Strip, by the way? Where is Iran doing the Gaza Strip, by the way? Aren't they supposed to be the number one state sponsor of terrorism? Aren't they supposed to be doing this on behalf of Hezbollah, on behalf of the people of Gaza Strip? Where are they at? They're feckless. And a lot of people like it that way. A lot of people want it that way. And I'm seeing interviews with the Crown Prince, Reza Pahlavi, and I'm really not understanding him yet. I understand some people get thrown in the spotlight and they don't want it, but the way he's talking, I can understand if he came out and say, look, guys, this moment is bigger than me or my ambitions, but he's saying things like he's ready to die. He's been fighting his whole life for this. This doesn't seem like he's been fighting his whole life for this. Because when the opportunity like this arose, he would have had a coalition that was willing and able. I still think it's tough for Trump to go in and do anything. And what can he do? He can probably drop some bombs, destroy a little infrastructure. But who is that really hurting anyway? It's not like Iran was going to do anything with it. So I think the true threat is regime change, or that's probably the true goal of the revolutionaries on the ground. But I know Trump doesn't want to throw Iran to the dogs and see who surfaces to the top. So it's kind of I think Trump is outside the establishment. I think this has moved him. The fight of the people have moved him, and he's breaking protocol because I think the protocol in the West, in the Middle East, is to keep Iran backwards. Iran developed is a very powerful and dangerous country. It changes the chessboard. It changes a chessboard. It's a tier B plus country. This nation is a true threat to the world balance if they got their head on straight, but they don't. They've been oppressed for 40 years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way. So I love to hear your thoughts. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Until next time, take care. Bantu up.